Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Dragoon's Den. Today's video is going to be a deck profile, but before I get into this, I just want to say thank you guys for all the positive feedback on the Lightsworn video. It's really nice to know that you guys appreciated the thought and intent behind the whole thing. It was basically a profile of Brendan's Lightsworn deck the way that he would have run it, and yeah, I'm just glad to know that you guys enjoyed it, and I'm sure he really enjoyed all the things you guys had to say. He appreciates all the thoughtful comments and all that. And it's actually because of him that I was able to finish this deck a while ago. And that's because he traded me these Ultimate Rare Herald of Perfections last year. And he also traded me this Ultra Rare Macrocosmos. He actually gave me a full playset of these. And I've, of course, been running these on my Dino Rabbits, and of course, it holds a lot of sentimental value to me, and so do these Heralds, and I've been waiting for a long time to bust these out, and when I heard Advanced Ritual Art went to 2 on the ban list, it just had to be done. Now, I do admit that Herald is kind of a deck that people don't like, and I can see where they're coming from. When this gets set up, it's kind of no interaction, solitaire type deck, but on the other hand, it needs to get set up, and it doesn't always have the ideal opening. Like, you kind of have to play around some weird hands of opening multiple vanillas and no means of getting your ritual monster out within the first 3 turns, which is the ideal time. You want to get Herald out within 1 to 3 turns, otherwise you're in for a very long, grind-oriented game. That being said, though, this is my Agents of Perfection deck list, aka Messengers from the Void, and this is what I would be running until Hidden Arsenal 7 comes out, because, frankly, Evil Swarm Ophion completely kills this deck. I have, like, 2 outs to it main decked, and even then I'm still not confident in this deck's ability to go up against Evil Swarm, which will be one of the best decks in the format. Not to mention, Mermills and Fire Fists kind of do give Herald problems, along with the fact that Mind Crush is at 3, and Herald can't really do anything against Breakthrough Skill. And what I mean by this is, well, first off, Herald can negate the activations of monster effects, spells, and traps on the field, and monster effects in the graveyard, but he can't negate the activations of spells and traps that are in the graveyard. So, Breakthrough Skill, Gem Knight Fusion, Dawn of the Herald, those cards with effects that activate in the graveyard, Herald can't stop, and this is where Breakthrough Skill kind of ruins everything, because you got a Breakthrough Skill in your graveyard, and you've got a hand that allows you to just OTK. You Dark Hole, Herald negates. You chain Breakthrough Skill from your graveyard, removing it from the game, and then you target Herald. Herald's effect is negated, he dies, you proceed to make Quasar, or put out a gigantic field of monsters, and you win, because Herald plays no defense. Its main condition is get out Herald, sit on it, and then try to get Hyperion and Christia out. Otherwise, you're just going to be negating, and eventually hoping to get out a boss monster and win. If you can force out all of Herald's negates early, then it's kind of difficult for them to get back into the game, especially when they're top decking and they've only got 1 fairy in the hand. Then you've got to make them force out that negate and then go from there. So, Herald, once it's set up, is very difficult to stop, but on the other hand, it's also not invincible, and like I said before, it's pretty much going to be dead after Hidden Arsenal 7 comes out, because again, Evil Swarm kind of one-sidedly wins this matchup. So I'll give you guys my deck list and why I'm running certain card choices, and yeah, you can muck around with this if you want for a couple weeks, but I'm pretty much done with this. So that being said, I've got 3 copies of Herald Perfection, 3 copies of Master Hyperion, 2 Archler Christia, the only ones you're allowed to run, 3 Manju, 1 Sonic Bird, 3 Agent of Creation Venus, 2 Earth, 1 Jupiter, 1 Honest. Then for my vanillas, 3 Shine Balls, 1 Megami, 1 Spirit of the Harp. For my spells, 3 Upstarts, 2 Duality, 3 Preparation of Rites, 2 Advanced Ritual Arts, 1 Dawn of the Herald, Reborn, Heavy Storm, and for my traps, 3 Decree. So, pretty typical Agent Herald lineup. I am running a tech copy of Sonic Bird because I want to see my ritual spells ASAP, that being Advanced Ritual Art and Dawn of the Herald. I am running 2 in 1 right now. I was not running Dawn before, but I was getting really sick and tired of drawing my Megami and a Shine Ball, or my Harp and a Megami, and not being able to do anything with them. And I like the idea of being able to just search out Herald and just ritual off the Megami that's in my hand, and then I can just add Megami back with Dawn. Otherwise, though, Advanced Ritual Art is your go-to card, and your most likely dump is going to be Megami, or if you already got it in the hand, then Spirit of the Harp and a Shine Ball. And now you're probably wondering why I'm running Spirit of the Harp over, say, Dunamis Dark Witch, which is another level 4 fairy. The thing is, well, Dunamis Dark Witch is a beater, it's 1800 attack. Spirit of the Harp has 2000 defense, which allows it to actually stay in there against the likes of Fire Fists, Bear, and Gorilla. They actually have to remove it through their effects because 2000 is just enough to stand up to 2000 and 1900 beaters. And hey, I've got an original first edition LOB rare Spirit of the Harp. Go me. One copy of the Agent of Miracles Jupiter. He becomes a 2600 beater through his own effect, which allows you to get over Thunder King Ryo, which, oh my god, Ryo so much. He hurts this deck so very much. Like, Ryo is one of the worst things you could ever see. And yeah, Jupiter is an out to Ryo. He's not the best out because they can still prison it, but you gotta make do. Not to mention, him going to 2600 means he can beat over Ophion, but yeah, again, they could always just evac it or Venus chain it or whatever. You got your two Earths to search out the Venuses. The Venuses, they can either be used for discard fodder after you've already set up Herald, or you can use it to get out Shine Balls, which allows you to make Gachi Gachi, which allows you to put Herald at 3200 defense, making him nigh unkillable through battle. Oh, by the way, Herald can be beaten in battle by Red Dragon Archfiend because Red Dragon will kill this guy by battle, and then he'll be unable to negate his destruction of Defense Monster's effects. So, yeah. FYI, if someone goes turn 1 Herald on you, make Red Dragon Archfiend. He'll kill Herald 100% of the time. That being said, though, yeah, that's what Venus does, and then you've got your Monjus to search out your Advanced Ritual Arts, and then you've got Christia, who is like a win condition of itself. If you can put Herald and Christia down, then you've pretty much got the game. Hyperion is there to make use of all those wonderful fairies you discard. You can just remove them, blow shit up, and just allow you to get in there. Advanced Ritual Art, like I said before, best ritual spell in the game. Preparation of Rites searches out Herald and recycles ARA from the graveyard. And then you've got Upstart and Pot of Duality. These thin out your deck and just get you to your win condition that much faster. You aren't special summoning a lot of the time, so it's quite simple to just go Advanced Ritual Art Herald in the first turn, and then on your next turn, you aren't going to be doing anything major. Just play Pot of Duality and get yourself another fairy, or Preparation of Rites, and then thin your deck out some more. This thing's a +2 most of the time, by the way. Then you got your two limited cards, Reborn and Heavy Storm. And then World Decree. I'm liking this over Safe Zone just because it just stops more things. Safe Zone, yeah, it saves Herald from destruction effect pops, but then you gotta protect the Safe Zone from being popped. And MST at 3 and Heavy Storm at 1 is kind of a thing. Not to mention you've got all these like Night Beams and monster effects that pop back row. I just prefer the more blanket protection that Decree offers. Not to mention this kind of stops Warning and Judgment and Dark Bribes and other crazy shit people would try and sight in on you. Then for the extra deck, I've got one Dark Mist. He's another out to Ophion and other big monsters like that. Gachi Gachi, he's kind of amazing in this deck. Utopia, Protector, he just keeps you guys safe from attacks. Utopia and Herald's not a bad field to have. Black Ship of Corn, get over defense, protection, improve, those kind of monsters that are hard to kill by battle. Yeah, I know, I'm kind of talking funny. I'm fighting a sickness. Gaga Cowboy, Maestro, Photon Pop Operative. This is a Photon Knight Palladus. At the time of this recording, he's not out yet, but he will be by the time this is uploaded. Palladus takes 2 level 4 lights, so you've got this and this and this and this and this and this, and yeah, they're not the best combinations, but you make do with what you got. He's a 2000 beater. He negates a monster effect and puts it to 0, and when he dies, you get to draw a card. You detach both materials for his effect, but he can be outs to certain things like Ophion. I know I keep mentioning the card, but again, Ophion just hurts this deck so much. And then that's it for the Xyz, for the Synchros, Army Arm, Catastar, Flamvol, or Rayquazas. This one's rather useful as he does allow you to do pierce damage, and Herald with a piercing beater, that's actually not that bad of a field to have. You're just going to keep swinging for about 2,000 damage, so you'll win it about 4 to 5 turns. Gaia Knight, he's a 2600 beater. Ancient Sacred Wyvern, this has always been a useful card in fairy decks. Stardust, and Scrap Dragon. And that is it from my messengers from the Void deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and for those that did not like it, because after all, it's Herald Agents, my apologies, but as someone who's always liked ritual monsters, this is something I just had to do the moment I saw Adventures Will Go to 2 on the ban list. And not to mention, I've had a long-standing reason to play my Ultimate Rare Heralds in a deck for, yeah, well over a year now, and I finally have the chance to do it. So, again, that's all I gotta say for this deck. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, take care and stay frosty.